Hello everyone, welcome to the Vaults of Madness Dungeon Guide video. I'm Nephis, and we are going to be exploring probably one of the best dungeons ever made in ESO. It's actually one of my favorites just because of its environment, and honestly, it's not too bad, even if you repeat it a few hundred times. So, as always, we do not have any champion points allocated in our group, so you're seeing people without any CP put in, just to sort of mimic how new players would do, although it is not entirely accurate as to how new players will do, since every player is different. Anyway, first we're going to be encountering the quest giver back there. If you haven't done the quest, you gotta, spoiler alert, kill him and then talk to his spirit after. And then at every major checkpoint, after every major boss, you'll be talking to each of the other two NPCs, so you don't want to miss talking to them, and you can't go back after a dungeon is complete because the quest chain will be broken, so keep that in mind. And we have a variety of Daedra we're going to encounter in Vaults of Madness, and the first boss we'll be encountering is a very interesting boss. It's basically a giant wraith, the cursed one, and its main mechanic, other than its ice path, is to transfer the damage it takes to another person. So right now it's doing that to the tank, so if you're the DPS, kind of just stop DPSing if you see that curse tether, because the curse tether lasts for a very long time, even without you damaging the boss. It can be a dangerous tether, especially if it's on a healer or a DPS. So either you want to kill it before it does a tether, which is a very short amount of time. It's like the time frame of 7 to 9 seconds. So you gotta kill it in about 7 to 9 seconds before it starts doing the tether. Or you'll hold DPS and just pray for the best, because it does last for quite a long time. Second boss we'll be encountering right after that Wraith is a Harvester boss. Now, this Harvester boss, the only two things she does besides light attack the tank is release a wave of fire like that. So as a tank, you want to pull it away from the rest of the group, because one of the other 3 people in your group might be held up in the air permanently until the orbs are destroyed. And if the orbs reach the Harvester, she'll heal up. So just keep that in mind as you DPS this boss. Not too terribly difficult, but again, a really fun boss, just like the Wraith. And after we killed the Harvester, we'll be going through yet another trash pool, and we're gonna see again a variety of Daedra. We got Orgrims, we got Dremora, we got, I don't think my position actually. So we're gonna see mages, swordsmen, archers, and it's pretty cool. And we're gonna go through the, I guess, ruined library section of the Vaults of Madness. We're gonna start seeing fire atros, scams, banking, and if you're not comfortable with pulling these many ads, you can skip some of them. It will not affect achievements or anything like that if you're going for them. Additionally, it won't affect pledges or anything. I think someone asked me in another video if it affects pledges. Even if you miss a mob or 2, it will not affect you getting the Undaunted rewards. So, again, if you're not comfortable with pulling all these, you can skip some or just go one by one. And going down these stairs, we're gonna watch our corner like it's Rainbow Six Siege, because there's gonna be a lot of bacon coming around from around the corner. And here we'll be encountering our third boss of Vaults of Madness. It's going to be a skeletal colossus. And I think it's sort of a nod to the Wolfenstein series, Death's Head, referring to the antagonist. I would like to think that, So I'm not sure if it's entirely a nod to it. I'm just gonna assume it is, but it's pretty cool. All it does is charges. It charges and leaves behind a trail of cursed AoEs. You don't want to get stuck in those. You don't want to get touched by those. It does do a bit of damage, and pretty much if you're the tank, you can hold him between these two columns here, so he charges into one instead of all the way against the wall or something. There are other spots in this fight that you can hold him as a tank, but this is a pretty good one as well. And there we go, we just killed Death's Head. And we're going to be continuing our way. To our right would be possibly a treasure chest, but it's kind of like across from us. And the only way to get there is a wooden beam you have to walk on. Sometimes it's not worth it if you're going to go for no death. And here we have another mob of bacon plus a cold fire at her neck. And here you want to be careful that you don't, fall off or go too fast, like our dear friend here will be soon. And just like that, he is gone. Goodbye, Christian. And the next ad pull is going to include a few archers. The archers can hurt a bit, so as a tank you want to prioritize taunting them. And if you're DPS or healer that have the melee ads on you for a short period of time, just make sure you just block or dodge really heavy attacks from them, and that's pretty much it. You should be able to get through this trash bag pretty easily, but otherwise, yeah, the archers do hurt quite a bit if they are aiming at you. And here we have another mob pull. And it's just going to be another easy one. It's not too hard. Again, it's more for the scenery, I feel, at this point. And here we have the next boss of Vaults of Madness, Grothdar, the titular boss for the popular monster set Grothdar. And he's summoning not a ring of fire like the monster set does, but just two snake trails of fire that will damage you pretty badly if you stand in their path. So you just want to avoid it. And as a tank, you want to point Grothdar away because he does have that nasty cone AoE we're trying to avoid here, as you can see in the video. But other than that, don't panic or anything. You don't really have to move too much. You just gotta sidestep them, and you're done. It was a pretty good boss back in the day. Pretty cool. And we're going to have a lot of feral soul-shriven guys over here. I guess they've gotten completely fucking insane after having their souls drained from them by Molong Wall. And we're just going to keep encountering these guys until the end of the dungeon for the most part. Again, they don't do too much damage. They're sort of like cannon fodder, but if they do hit you all at the same time, all at once as a DPS or a healer, you'll probably die. So be careful and let the tank run up ahead first. And this boss is not really a particularly hard boss, it's just a Daedrith. He doesn't really do any of the special things that Daedriths do now. With the CC fireballs, all you have to do is pretty much stack the ads on him, and that's it. It's just a stack and burn boss fight. Nothing too hard. He did have those two personal mage guards to his left and right. They will do a cast, which you can interrupt. That will send out an AoE, which explodes in 3 waves. So that can hurt, but they should die pretty easily in the AoEs by the group. And up ahead we have another ambush set for us by the so-called Mad Architect of the Vaults of Madness. But again, it's mostly cannon fodder, and the mage is going off. The mages and archers do hurt in this dungeon, so you just want to be careful with that. And we're actually approaching one of the more fun reasons why Vaults of Madness is so cool. You're just gonna be jumping from this great height. There are stairs to the left, but stairs are for pussies, so just jump off. There is an invisible barrier in front of you, so you can't really die to this jump. You just land in the water safely. And we're just gonna be doing the trash pulls now. It seems like one of our group has disconnected. As you can see, that wave did hurt quite a bit, so we don't want to walk into it or just watch out for it. So our one in our group has disconnected, crashed apparently. Quality game. But we just want to keep going. The show will not stop. The show will go on. And again, we're going to see a lot of feral shriven, maybe a ghost or two. That's pretty much it. The ghost sometimes does a ghost path, which can fear people or hurt people, so you want to watch out for that. But not a big deal, honestly. The mages are the bigger deal. And yet again, here we are at yet another boss. This dungeon is actually full of dungeon bosses, and this one is just a watcher. It's kind of like the Grave Sentry from Imperial City Prison. It does its basic watcher animations, the laser beams from its eyes. You don't want to stand in its 195-degree view, front of you. So as a tank, you just want to tank it away from the group. And as a group, you just want to stand behind it. The air smashes it does damage the group, but as a healer, you should be able to heal through it. Like that. And it's pretty much just stand there and kill the watcher. And this will be our last trash of Feral Soul Shriven before the next boss, which is immediately after the boss we just killed, which is pretty cool. And we have this fucking Ash Titan. He can be pretty annoying, but the two mechanics he primarily does is a line of fire and that jump he does. If you are too far away from him and not near the group, he will jump to you, but that jump will not CC you. So the only jumps he'll do, since we are positioning ourselves correctly, is the CC one, so you want to get out of that instead. And if you are a DPS or healer, if he's looking at you, get ready to dodge roll or heal or shield, because he will do that line of fire. That is a not tauntable line of fire from the tank, so just be wary of that. Better than that, it's not too terrible of a boss to face. And now we are approaching our next boss soon, after we enter through this candlelit door. And this is the second fun part of Vaults of Madness. And there's no barrier or anything, so if you have rapids out or you have major expedition or something like that, you might get yourself killed by land or get killed on your way down if you hit a platform or something like someone did up there. If you can see that floating body up in the distance. Yep. So you want to be careful. Don't risk your no death achievement if you are going for a no death achievement with this jump. It is a pretty fun jump. It's pretty cool. And this will be one of our last trash pulls before the final boss, the Mad Architect. Alright, and there are stairs if you do fall, so no worries if you do fall from this shoddily made bridge. I thought we were gonna face against the architect, not the amateur architect. But anyway, you want to read the scroll for the hard mode. And basically what the hard mode does is it basically just gives him more health. That's pretty much it. And as a tank here, you wanna, he doesn't really have a cleave, so it doesn't really matter which way you face him. The Mad Architect, all he does is summon a wave of ads, or two, in a phase. This is the first wave of ads. If you're DPS or healer, just kind of stand still so the tank can get them, and you're just going to be stacking and burning. The other two mechanics he does is he will make that circle we're standing on a huge, massive AoE that will kill you if you stand in it. So you kind of want to stand on the edge of the circle here. And this one is going to be, we're going to come out of the circle. The other mechanic he does, okay, well he's dead from the circle. The other mechanic he does is he's going to make those windows behind them explode into dozens of glass shards. And we're going to be standing in the circle because there's going to be a barrier around the circle. So it's basically step in or step out. And that's pretty much it, besides the ads. A couple of the ads do hurt, so make sure you're not going to get heavy attacked or anything, or screwed over by them while you DPS the boss. And we will be killing him before the other mechanic shows. But that's pretty much it, guys. Step in or step out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dungeon Guide video. That was Vault of Madness hard mode without CP.
Everything changes.